Good morning. Is everybody cozy out there? Again, thank you for your patience today. My name is Mike McTayley. I'm a captain with Los Angeles Fire Department, and I'm also an instructor out here at Oxnard Fire Academy. Like I said earlier, today is a great day for graduation for Battalion 40. Let's give it up for them for one more time. I'd just like to tell you that the Academy's been here since 1998. And when we first started, it was a little mobile home sitting out here in the dirt, and all the roads here were dirt. So over the last 15 years, we've seen this place really transform into a Class 1 facility. And it's because of a lot of people that have helped out. And there's people here I'd like to introduce to you that are going to speak with us today. They're important people in the future of Oxnard Fire Academy and the college. The first person I'd like to introduce is Dr. Jamila Moore, the Chancellor for the district. Dr. Michael Bush, Vice President of Business. Dr. Erica Andre Jonas, the Executive Vice President, Oxnard College. Chief James Williams, new Fire Chief for Oxnard Fire Department. And of course, Gail Warner, who oversees both the Fire Tech and the Fire Academy program here. Carmen Guerrero, who is the Dean of Career and Technical Education. Chaplain Brian Clemens from Ventura County Fire Department. Rob Norris, who is our EMT instructor. Tammy Crudo, who is our Fire Academy coordinator. First time ever Fire Academy coordinator, Tammy Crudo. Chief Fred Burris from the Ventura County Fire Department here also. I know this is all about Battalion 40, but there's some other people I'd like to introduce who are out here who have been integral in helping this place and helping Tammy out this first time as a Fire Academy coordinator. Dave Kronk is one of the instructors. Let's just hold our applause to the end, because I got about 10 to name here. Kevin Kearns, Captain, Jack Twitchell, Scott Kingsland, I've seen Joe Herrick here, Lisa Tarkney. Who else am I missing? Give it up for those people, please. Anthony Arianas, Stan Ziegler's back there. I know there's some others back there that I'm missing. I'm sorry if I did. What I'd like you to do now is join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could stand, please. Take off your hats. Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I know that today is a special moment for these guys over here. I know it's a very proud moment for you too. I have a son that graduated here in class 39, and I know how proud you are of your son over here. I know how much work a lot of you did late at night, ironing uniforms, polishing shoes, cooking food, supporting your brother. All those things I know went into it. And I know there's still a lot of work ahead. Like I said earlier, it's a great time to get hired. My son's currently going through the process in my department, or departments all over Southern California are hiring again, so it's a positive time for that. Good timing. What I'd like to do now is bring up Chaplain Brian Clemens to lead us in a prayer.
Well, it's indeed a pleasure and an honor to share this very special thing with you. Thank you. Please bow your heads and listen. Loving Father and Creator of this great universe, we come together today to honor and to celebrate these young men of Battalion 40 who have completed their fire training as academy cadets and who are preparing to graduate today. Many of them will continue to pursue a career in the fire service, and so we ask you to bless them with the wisdom to continue to develop the skills needed for their life's journey. Bless them with the strength and dedication to sustain them in difficult times. Give them a great love for the long history and rich tradition of fire service. Create within them the confidence and integrity to be honorable members of the fire service at all times. May they be a source of strength and support and encouragement for one another as they continue to pursue their careers. Bless their parents and families and friends who have helped to shape and guide and direct their growth. May they continue to partner with them as these cadets move forward. Bless their instructors and all those who will continue to be involved in their ongoing professional growth. May these trainers always be examples of courage, commitment, and compassion. And finally, we ask you to bless and protect all of our public safety personnel, especially the brave men and women of our armed forces, to protect and serve this great nation. We ask all this in your holy and mighty name. Amen.
You notice that when the chaplain got up here and spoke, the sun started coming out. Funny how that works. All right, let's have the cadets that are doing the SCBA come on up. One of the most important things a firefighter needs to do is to be able to what we call don his or her PPEs, personal protective equipment, rapidly and effectively. And what you're going to see here is 15 cadets are selected to give a demonstration of proper PPE donning, personal protective equipment, and their SCBA. I'm sure you've seen them practice some of these skills at home. The first part is they have to get on their turnout pants and turnout coat and helmet in 60 seconds or less. And then they have to be able to don their tank, their air tank, which we call a self-contained breathing apparatus, in 60 seconds or less. You all ready? Go. So you can see they're placing hoods on their heads there, pulling them back. The hoods are there to protect our ears and our back when we're fire. Okay, give it up for those guys, please. The gear that they don, when they put on the PPEs and that air tank on their back, they're adding another 70 pounds still to their body. They're adding another 70 pounds of weight to carry around. You can see it's very cumbersome. They have to be in good shape to be able to carry this extra 70 pounds with them wherever they go. That's the most vital skill, probably the most important skill that they learn. And when they do get out to the fire station and they are a probationary firefighter there, they'll have to do this several times a day for time. Whenever an alarm comes in, they'll have to go out and don their SCBA for time just to make sure they never lose that skill. We have some people that want to speak today that are important, and the first person that I'd like to call up is Dr. Jamila Moore, Chancellor for the district.
Thank you. I just wanted to say a few words of appreciation and congratulations to the graduating class of the Oxnard College Fire Academy. I also want to thank you as voters for the passage of Measure S. Those bond dollars that allow for this building of this great facility. I have been out at a tour a couple of times. I've even talked about maybe moving my office out here, but I realize they need the space a little bit than I do. I just wanted to say a few words of appreciation and congratulations. And Chief, I just wanted to know, that was an extraordinary drill. If I drop my 11-year-old off, can you teach him how to do that in the morning? Get dressed? He's completely non-responsive to my voice. I also like to say a special appreciation and hello to one of our trustees is here, Stephen Plum, Ventura County Community College District. Graduation is probably the best day out of the work that we do in providing opportunities for students who come to the Ventura County Community College District, especially through this fire academy. But one of the things that I just want to say for this particular class, in the line of work that you are going into, when you cross this stage, you are joining an elite group of individuals in providing public service, taking on a tremendous challenge of saving lives. Our work is done, and your work will begin to take shape. But to the parents and the guardians and the grandparents and the children, I just want to say that your journey truly begins, because every time that they go out on a call, it's you that will wait and make sure, and pray, cross your fingers, that all of their line of work and training will come to pass and that they will return home safe. So as you do cross this stage, know that there are many of us here and those in the audience and many people that you're going to help throughout your career that will always be praying that you are successful every single time. So I would like to say thank you in advance, and thank you for your commitment to service. And I'd also like to say once again, congratulations on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Ventura County Community College District, and a special thank you to the staff of the Fire Academy at Oxnard College. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Next person I'd like to call up is Dr. Erica Andre Jonas, Executive Vice President of Oxnard College.
Big flag back here. They don't have the helmet, but you know. Welcome, Chancellor Moore, Trustee Blum, Oxnard College faculty and staff, parents, family members, and friends, and most important, battalion coordinators. I'm Dr. Erica Andre Jonas. I'm the Executive Vice President of Oxnard College. President Richard Duran was unable to be with us today, but he definitely wanted me to extend his congratulations to you for your accomplishments. Selfishly, I'm pleased to have the opportunity to say a few words to the graduating class today, because graduation is one of my favorite 2 days of the academic year. My other favorite is the first day of the semester, when students come filled with excitement for their new adventure. There's a particular energy on that day, and an exciting sense of completion and accomplishment on graduation day. And I can feel that in the air in spite of the rain and the change of location and everything else. As a friend of mine who is in the Marines says, Semper Fi. He did a great job with that. But, operator error here. I'm also pleased to speak to you today because it's December 7th, also known as Pearl Harbor Day. And as an American historian, few days are as important in American history and American culture as today. I could offer the usual facts about December 7th. Attacks that started at 7:48 a.m., 188 aircraft destroyed, 2,402 Americans killed, 1,282 Americans injured, 8 destroyers damaged or sunk. But what I'm going to focus on instead is that the generation of Americans who came together to successfully fight World War II and who brought our country out of the Great Depression became known as the Greatest Generation. This term was coined by journalist Tom Brokaw in his book entitled The Greatest Generation. And in that book, he argued, he believes, the greatest generation any society has ever produced, arguing that the men and women who fought in that war and for our country fought not for fame or recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm giving you a history lesson on a day of celebration for you, Battalion 40. It is because the greatest generation had no way of knowing on December 7th, 1941, that their legacy would be born that day. In hindsight, we know that for them, your motto, "It all starts here," would have been an apt motto for their generation too. And from what I know of Battalion 40, it's an apt motto for you. It all starts here because you've been given the technical knowledge to be successful in the fire service. It all starts here because you've further developed that sense of service to others that brought you to the fire service in the first place. And it all starts here because you've learned that the value of teamwork and how your safety and the safety of many will depend upon your ability to work together for a common purpose. So today, on your graduation day, I challenge you to go out into the world and become the greatest of your generation, even if you won't truly know what that generation is called until some historian or journalist 50 years from now gives you a name. So congratulations for a job well done.
I'd like to welcome Chief Fred Burris from Ventura County Fire Department.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone. What a great opportunity to come out and celebrate today. Welcome to everyone. I'm kind of here representing future fire department that you guys are going to pursue. Not Ventura County, that is, but fire service in general, departments throughout the state. You know, I like what you guys, your motto, it was just spoken of, it all starts here. So I think when you think about that, it is a firm foundation that you've got started here. The college here has provided a good opportunity. It was mentioned earlier about the dirt lot and the trailers, and I think the county hand converted the old bomb converting bunkers into classrooms, and it was kind of an anchor point for the future. You know, when you're going to build something, you got to start with that foundation, right? A lot of times we want to get right to the fun stuff. We want to get to the nice siding and the windows, but you got to get the foundation first. And that's what you've been given here. You know, when the Captain Fruto was mentioned, this is her first academy is running it, and it was a big shoes to fill. Captain Peterson, sometimes when someone like that leaves, you think, how are you going to move forward? But I really enjoyed seeing you guys as a first academy with Captain Fruto, some of the different things you've been doing. Kind of had my eye on you and kind of watched you guys move forward. It's been pleasing. You guys have had a good foundation. It's been built by everybody else that's come on before you. You know, it's been a long process, though, for you, I know. And your prerequisites, your EMT, get your academy application in on time. A lot of little things, you know, a lot of people want to be a firefighter. They want the career, they want the sticker on their window, they want to wear the cool t-shirt, but not everybody is willing to actually put in the work that it requires to do. So by your interest in graduation in this academy, you've shown that you can do it. You know, they say half the life is showing up. I think that's really true. In fact, you're graduating from this says a lot about you. You know, you've got to learn to get up early, you've got to learn to polish your boots, have your uniforms in order, you learn to perform well. You know, some of you probably even had to learn listening criticism. But growing up, a lot of times we, which I think is appropriate when you're a kid, no matter how well you do, you get the Spirit Award. But you know, that doesn't really serve you very well as you move on, especially won't serve you well in this career. It's really important that people call it as it is, and when you're not doing well, they tell you. And you need to learn how to take that kind of criticism. I think participating in an academy like this, where you have instructors that care about the fire service and care about the service to the citizens, and sometimes probably had to do the uncomfortable thing and correct you, and you've had to learn how to accept that in the proper way. You know, kind of in one of my other jobs, I used to work with a lot of young guys who were just coming onto the department. I used to work as a crew superintendent, and occasionally they would kind of, I hope affectionately, they would kind of call me Dad. So I would give a lot of fatherly advice, and sometimes in proxy to parents, probably advice that you had probably heard from your parents, and they had heard from their parents. Sometimes it comes from somebody different, maybe it helps a little bit. So you guys are probably, some of you might even be on hiring lists right now, San Diego to Redding, everywhere in between, every test you can take, you're engaged in. Some of you might even be on final step. I like to think of this job as career. It's like a treasure. It's kind of fragile, and I think it's you've got it started right now. You've discovered it. You kind of have the love of the game. I think it's what's required to move forward in this. Just think about it. It's a little bit fragile. You've got it started, but you got to kind of build on it. You got to move it along the way. You got to keep it going. You got to be careful not to drop it and break it. You know, a lot of people are going to come along. You know, if I could just look out at all of you and kind of look into the future, and this picture chairs being empty from people who gave up along the way. You know, they made a lot of excuses like, well, it's hard. Maybe you are disappointed from an exam result or how well you did. Some people will just give up. Some people are going to let the friends distract them, get them off track. So it's really a work in progress, you know, and you're going to need to deny yourself as you move forward. Okay? So just think for a moment right now, kind of how you feel in this proud moment, sitting around with your fellow cadets, and how much you enjoy being with each other. Think about the pride that you have in your academy. Just think about that for a minute. Just think about your future and maybe some of the risky behaviors you guys are involved in right now that might bring all that to an end. So just something to think about for you guys. You were taught a lot of good things here by everybody else, your family, your instructors here. Hard work, integrity, honesty, sacrifice. Those things are going to serve you well. And I spoke to you guys about the thing as a great value, a treasure. So sometimes you're going to need to look back on this day at this moment when you accomplish this thing and be resilient. Think back on it when the inevitable disappointments will come. So maybe a little positive. I gave you guys a little bit of negative news, maybe an admonishment for the future. You know, it's Pearl Harbor Day, as was mentioned, and that got me to thinking too. And guys my age, and especially in the fire service and probably in law enforcement and every other kind of business, we like to kind of reminisce about the good old days. Like nobody quite did it as good as when we came on. Our academy was always harder, and you know, you guys aren't quite up to speed. It's kind of a chronological snobbery, really. But I have learned that I think people are people, and actually, I'm really impressed with the people of your generation. I've been hearing some of the cadences and the calls in the morning, so I suspect there's some military service represented here in the group. And not only having served in the military, but there's just a lot of good things about your generation. I'm not worried at all about the future of the fire service. What you need to do is just come into it, embrace the traditions, the good things, put out the bad, and we'll be fine. I'm really proud of your generation. You know, when it comes to hiring, you know, we're not always looking for the fastest, strongest, tallest, biggest person. We don't really care what name is on the back of your helmet. We don't really care what you look like, what your gender is. We really want men and women of character. When we're going to invest in you for 30 plus years, we want to know that you're going to sacrifice yourself for the citizens that we serve and for the fire service in general. And really, when you get those priorities right. It's the public, the department, your fellow company members, and yourself. You'll do well. We've shown you what it takes. You've been given the tools. Now it's up to you. I like your motto. It all starts here. Why don't you guys make sure you help each other finish well. Congratulations.
I'd like to call up Chief James Williams, Oxnard Fire Department.
Good morning. It's certainly a pleasure to be here with you today. When Gail asked me to speak at this event several months ago, I didn't hesitate as I'm a new resident to Ventura County and the city of Oxnard. This is a special occasion, and it's my honor to be here to celebrate you as future firefighters and the graduates of the Oxnard College Fire Academy. Just about 30 years ago, I sat where you are today. And I always like to share, how I got to where that was. And it started with graduation from high school. And working for a law firm as a clerk while a student in junior college, I was standing in the city of Oakland, one of the high-rise buildings, and saw a fire engine driving down the street. And afar, you could see a column of smoke. I saw 4 firefighters on an apparatus, and they had what we call an open cab rig. So there was no hood on the area where people were out. It was raining outside, similar to today. And we had windshield wipers on the inside and the outside of the windshield. And so as they were going down the street, you saw the rain, you saw the smoke. And I just looked out the window and I said, that looks like fun. So that fun has now escalated to almost 30 years later. And leading an organization, I still have a passion for the fire service. You too have a passion for the fire service. We'll continue to have a passion for the fire service. It's still about service. It's still about giving to others. It's still about creating opportunities. It's about developing future leaders, and you are future leaders. You're committed for deciding that in life and future profession as a firefighter is your calling, as it is for many of us that serve today. The history of the modern organized firefighting goes back to 1736. Benjamin Franklin organized the Philadelphia Union Fire Company. Yes, it was the Ben Franklin that we all learned about the history. The scientist, what a vision it was that he had. When we look at the fire service today, all over the country, there's some 33,000 professional fire departments and many, many more volunteer organizations, and that's where it all started. Now, one might think that the acts of September 11th were acts of bravery, but it wasn't just on that one day that firefighters were brave. In 1908, Edward J. Cortez, the chief of the New York Fire Department, said, "Firefighting is a hazardous occupation. It is dangerous on the face of it. Tackling a burning building, the risk is simply plain. Consequently, when a person became a firefighter, his or her act of bravery had already been accomplished." So what that says is just the thought of the training that you've gone through, the profession that you seek in itself is admirable and something to be commended. Now, as we know today, the risk and exposure to individuals in the fire service has changed. Today, we approach EMS as a primary responsibility. Fire suppression operations are on the decline. Fire prevention efforts are increasing. It's becoming more of a focal point. So, over your future careers, you will find the mission of the fire service will change and is changing as we speak. One thing you must remember is to be open to that change, the idea of change. Remaining open to anything that's going to happen. The reality is that change is the only constant. So as you move forward, technological advances that we now see, such as thermal imagers, such as various analyzing tools and analysis things that we use for hazardous materials operations are constantly evolving and training. you will find that over the next several years that will continue to move forward. Today, the 30 cadets, and I'm told that some of you are military veterans, have already demonstrated commitment to service, and we thank you for that service. For those of you that have been in the military, it will be something that you will continue and be part of who you are forevermore. To the graduates today, over the last semester you've trained hard in the classroom, in the field. More than 460 hours of hard work gone towards learning how to respond to emergencies, suppress fires, contain hazardous materials, and save lives. Classroom work challenges your mind. It challenged you physically when outside raising ladders, when pulling hose, when designing rescue systems. It wasn't easy, but the reality is neither is the job that you're going to seek in the future. Fire service is not easy. You will see things that you had never thought you would see. You will smell things that you never thought you would smell. You will help people that you never thought that you would help. And the reality is that you can never qualify the customer. When people call, they expect us to respond quickly. They expect us to help. But most of all, they expect us to be nice. Nice in how we serve them. On today, as you are prepared for your future in the fire service, we wish nothing but the best of luck to you. Congratulations to Battalion 40. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to call up Gail Warner, the Director of Fire Technology.
Dr. Andrew Jonas, I want to thank you. For future academies, I will now be addressed as General instead of Chief. Keep that in mind. I like that, General Academy. Yeah, that's awesome. I have no ambition in this world but one, and that is to be a fireman. The position may, in the eyes of some, appear to be a lowly one, but we know the work which the fireman has to do, believe that it is his noble calling. Our proudest moment is to save lives. Under the impulse of such thoughts, the nobility of the occupation thrills us and stimulates us to deeds of daring, even of supreme sacrifice. Edward F. Crocker, FDNY Chief, 1899 to 1911. Welcome, distinguished guests, families, faculty, and cadets of Battalion 40. It is my honor to be here today to celebrate you as future firefighters and graduates of Oxnard College Fire Academy. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and thank you in advance for the vital contributions that you will make to the citizens of the communities that you serve. Stephen de Grelais, a Quaker missionary, once said, "I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do or any kindness I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, or I shall not pass this way again." What an appropriate passage to read to this outstanding group of men who want to become firefighters. I hope one of the reasons that you put yourselves through 16 weeks of hell is your desire to help your fellow human beings and the fact that it's a really cool profession. It has been my privilege to observe and talk with you throughout the semester, and I must say, what a wonderful group of men you are. I am very proud of you. You have shown an immeasurable amount of heart, dedication, teamwork, integrity, and sense of humor this semester. Your patience and input to us has been invaluable during a semester of change. I want to thank C&D Company for your patience and encouragement, and truly appreciate it on those days when I had to relive my youth because I insisted that I rappel out of the tower. Thank you. My back does not thank you, but it's okay. Did you know that our youngest cadet is 19 and our oldest cadet recently turned 33? 6 of them have bachelor's degrees, 15 have associate's degrees, and 4 are paramedics. They have also honed their acting abilities, and a couple of them should be nominated for an Oscar. In fact, one of them thinks he is Forrest Gump. Great job, Cadet Baby. We also have a student of British history. When asked by firefighter Herrick when they were learning flag etiquette, what it means or when would you fly the flag upside down, Cadet McNamee responded with, when the castle is in distress. Cadet McNamee, I just want to remind you that we whipped the British in 1783. Some of the cadets go by names other than their last name. We have Snowflake, Buzz Lightyear, Crimson Chin, Hawaii 5-0, Castle, is that you, Cadet McNamee? Flip Flop, Hollywood, Mama Bear and Papa Bear, and last but not least, we have a micromanaging Mandy. One of the training activities they participated in was a mock interview. One of their interview questions was, give us a time when you performed a random act of kindness with the goodness of your heart and no forethought. Cadet Rosser, will you come forward, please? He does not know I'm going to do this. Cadet Rosser's answer to the question when he was asked this, I believe Captain Cataley was on the interview panel. And Cadet Rosser, you reiterated a story to the interview panel about at one point there was an elderly gentleman that you helped, he was sick or needed assistance in some way. Well, after he repeated his story of the elderly gentleman, Captain Cataley said, oh, well, Cadet Rosser, how old was this gentleman? And Cadet Rosser said, oh, he was in his 50s. I have not recovered from that one yet. What I'm going to produce to Cadet Rosser is we have an 8x10 glossy. Captain Crudo, Captain Morris, Captain Cataley, and yours truly, and we are all in our 50s. I want you to please keep us in mind in 30 years and let us know how you feel at that point. And in case you're wondering what entertains us when we don't have an academy, I want to give you my latest copy of AARP. I know you're really not thanking me, you're just being very polite. And I want you to come and see me when I may, and I'll stress the word may, be in a nursing home. Some of their favorite things this semester were the rescue tunnel, the mock interviews, low angle rescue, hose lay operations, rescue system 1, combined ops, and the competitions they could dream up amongst themselves. It was amazing. All they wanted to do was outdo each other. And from their words to me, that was one of their most favorite things. We know the classroom work challenged your mind, and the skills training was physically demanding. And as Chief Williams expressed earlier, it was not easy, but neither is the job. I know that your experience here has been fun, interesting, difficult, and challenging. I hope in some point in your life you are able to look back on this experience and feel that you learned something from us that made you a stronger and better person. You each have what it takes to pursue this profession that has you so intrigued. For some of you it will come, and for some of you it will not. The friendships you have made here and the challenges you have overcome will set you up for success regardless of your path in life. As you move through life, you will realize your education will never end. And if you are given the opportunity to spend your life serving others, which is what emergency responders do, you will find that you have been given a gift. The Apostle Paul wrote in Ephesians, "I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love, and make every effort to keep the unity." I want to leave you with my 12 rules for success. Do what you love. Find something exciting and pursue it. Don't procrastinate. Challenge yourself and never settle for mediocrity. Learn something new every day. Remember, life is not fair. Don't make enemies, make connections. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Have a sense of ownership in what you do. Have integrity. Have a good sense of family. Remember, your mother is 99% right. You're welcome. And remember that leadership is a verb, not a noun. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and it has been an honor for me this semester. Thank you.
Funny, Gail, I just got my copy of ARC magazine yesterday. I'd like to call up Timothy Bird and Alan Almaker, the battalion officer and the class president. This is what happens in the fire service. Timothy Bird has a father that's retired from the LAFD, Jim Bird, who's here. Where are you, Jim? Right there. I worked with Jim, had a relationship with Jim, and I come in here and his kids in the class. I can't tell you how much this happens all the time now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chief Williams, Chief Warner, Chief Burris, Chancellor, other distinguished guests. Continuing on with some thank yous. I know every one of us, not everybody's going to be able to get up here and stand, but we'd all definitely like to thank our families for helping contribute. Me specifically, my parents, my mom, my dad, my in-laws, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and especially my wife for every single night making my lunch for the next day and helping me get ready. So without that, this would have been incredibly more difficult if comfortable at all. These past 16 weeks have not been easy. If this academy was easy, it wouldn't be doing the cadets justice in preparing us for the next step to become a firefighter. I think that at one point or another, every little kid wants to be a firefighter. And the reality of how difficult it is, how physically strenuous the tasks firefighters perform are, begins to separate those who just think they want to be a firefighter and those who will actually do whatever it takes to pursue the career and finally get that badge. I believe there are two types of people. There's people that have never had to persevere through something extremely difficult in their life, that avoid challenges and take an easy road. And the second category are those that have gone through something extremely difficult that builds and what I believe more so reveals their true character. The cadets here today have made a conscious choice to put themselves through this academy where they knew it would be physically grueling, mentally demanding, and emotionally draining, and they've all succeeded. We've all learned a great deal about ourselves through this academy, as well as the fire service. When a unit like this gets put to the test and the stress builds, they will either fracture and become individuals that will try to work independently of one another, or they will grow closer, realizing that going forward as one will allow the unit to accomplish more. Battalion 40 came together. Some of the bad weeks that we went through, like Laro, only brought us closer together to try to succeed and impress those instructors that we disappointed that week the next time we saw them. And then other weeks that went great and we had a good time with, people just wanted to go out and celebrate together. You know, this unit was more than a unit. By the end, we really became a family. And as the 16 weeks has gone by, and it has gone by extremely fast, and now we're at graduation, I just want to emphasize that we know that this is not an end by any means. That none of us here have graduated and have become firefighters. That's not what this is. This only begins the journey to get the badge. And Battalion 40, when you finally do pin that badge on your chest, just remember, it all started here. Thank you.
Morning. Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming out to support Battalion 40's fall graduating class of 2013. I would like to start by saying how truly honored I am to represent the man standing before you. It has been a strenuous and testing 16 weeks, but we all stand here today one step closer to accomplishing our goal of becoming your future firefighter. On behalf of Battalion 40, I would also like to express our deepest gratitude for your support throughout this journey. The challenges we have faced the past 16 weeks would not have been accomplished without the strong love and support we've had from our family and friends. Returning home after long days of training, hungry enough to be cow, both physically and mentally exhausted, still needing to push forward with studying and preparation for these next phase tasks. None of that would have been possible without the love and support we have received from all of you sitting in the audience today. Battalion 40 would also like to give a special thanks to the instructors who took time off their busy schedules to teach and share their personal stories of successes and failures with us. From auto education and wildland firefighting to attention to detail and teamwork, you taught us lessons and skills that will forever be useful to us, not only in the fire service, but also in life. And we thank you for that. Captain Crudo, congratulations on what we would like to think as a successful first graduating class. You did an truly amazing job as a new academy coordinator, and Battalion 40 is proof of that. We wish the best of luck with you with your future here at Oxnard College Regional Fire Academy, and we thank you for the knowledge and experience you have shared with us. August 19th marked the first day of our journey. I remember showing up seeing a class full of 29 strangers from all walks of life. After 16 weeks at the academy, those 29 strangers became 29 close friends. There may be some setbacks as we move forward on this journey. Adjust accordingly and never lose sight of the end goal. Congratulations, Battalion 40. It all starts here.
The next person I'd like to introduce is Captain Tammy Crudo, who, like I said, ran her first ever fire academy. I've seen 3 previous fire academy coordinators come through, and each one of them has done something special here. And Tammy, in her first go-around, has picked this place up, shaken it up, dusted it off, and organized it in a fashion that I've never seen before. The cadets that went through this, Battalion 40, got more hands-on time than any other class I've seen in the previous 39 classes. She's really focused on that. Please give it up for Captain Crudo.
You did it.
Everyone's speaking, talking about the foundation and their moments, and I'm thinking of, take yourself back to that first day of Academy Day. A class of individuals standing behind your designated chair, you're at attention, it's 0800. all of you are anxious. The room was so quiet. You get the thought. And then fast forward to last Thursday. What happened? No. As a battalion, you guys are so proud of yourselves, and you ran to the top of that tower, and you proudly yelled in praising yourself. And I got chills watching that. And think about all of that you have since day one all the way till now. And you have every reason to be proud. And that yelling from the top of the tower probably could be heard for blocks, because you guys are so proud of yourself. And you just finished the foundation Chief Burris spoke of, and the foundation that the fire service needs. We know that, and it's more so than you know. And this college has an incredible reputation, and with a strong support from all the surrounding agencies. They have so much value, teeth in the game. Every agency around us has hired our graduates. And we meet with them once or twice a year to discuss the status and the future of our program. And they tell us what they need. And they tell us what they see, or they want us to change a particular behavior. And the expansion of basic skills and equipment use and tool use was all part of a request to give you guys a more solid foundation so that you can take it with you to your interviews, take it with you to your recruit academies. Captain Pateli talked about all of those instructors that were such an influence. Absolutely. LA City Fire, Ventura County Fire, Arcadia, Federal Fire, Cal Fire, Ventura City, Oxnard Fire were all a part of reinventing Battalion 40. And that's what you're a part of. All of that hands-on that came into here, that the fire service voiced and said, we need our guys to be more in control of their ability as well as in control of their territory. So more hands-on is what was asked for, and more hands-on is what was given. And you guys performed very, very well, very proud. And you talked about a week of, a very difficult week of Laurel, but look how you came out of it. With all the reinforcing, and look how strong you are. So my encouragement to you would be to take everything that you got here in this academy and take it with you and capitalize on it. Talk about it in your interviews, respectfully and humbly. Take it to your recruit academies and be the reliable performer. And when you hit the floor and you meet your first captain, then continue to build on yourself and then just get the job done. Quietly, confidently, respectfully, consistently. And even when you get to the point where you think you've landed the assignment that you believe might be where you finish, continue to improve yourself and build and drive you forward. Even if it takes stepping outside of your comfort zone, which for me is right now. Thanks, Chief. But I'm standing up here and I'm talking. So never ever stop improving yourself, guys. I can't even think how inspiring you have been for me as a first-timer, coming up here and trying to manage things. And with all the mentoring from all the staff in this program is absolutely incredible. And I just want to thank you guys so much for making a difference. You truly did. Not just for me, but for future academies and for the future of the fire service. So thank you very much. So now I'd like to introduce some of the members of this fantastic group. Company A. Captain Crompton, can you please come to the stage? The way the groups are organized, they're organized by company and they're broken out by squads. And it helps keep us organized when we're assigning various tasks. So Company A, Squad 1, Cadet Hollander. Battalion Officer, Cadet Bird. The other day I'm out there trying to organize myself with Cadet Bird, and one of the fire captains from the local department says, "Hey, who's in charge?" And immediately I pointed to him. Cadet Farrell. He's in the process of Kern County. He's over to his next academy. Cadet Polk. True leader. Oliver Lufranco. Cadet Cavey. Cadet Luna. Cadets Luna and Katie learned the most in our SCBA confidence drill, what true teamwork takes to get you both out. Luna's getting ready for medical school, Daniel for the UCLA. Cadet May. I didn't mention that Bird's going to Glendale Fire along with May. Voice of Reason, Cadet Zeller. Company B. Ask Company A how to get over there. Company B is the only company in the battalion that was able to rescue the downed firefighter in the burn prompt and bring all their guys out. So, true leadership and true teamwork. We're waiting the results on Barrett's paramedic test. Just took it. Cadet Coonan. Cadet Harden. During the rappel, they made Arden yell out as he was suspended from the tower, "Lieutenant Dan doesn't get scared." Cadet Martinez. Mr. Otto X himself, Cadet Rosser. Cadet Simpson. Cadet Soker. Cadet Van Auken. C Company. These first three guys, you give them a set of irons and boy, they can force entry into anything. Cadet Boscolino. Cadet Capizano. Cadet Mauricio. Mauricio, I just want to thank you again for pulling these guys together when they really, really needed you. Cadet McNamee. Guy's been with me for a while now, a handful of semesters. Suka. Cadet Tercios. Mr. SCPA. They were practicing out here and before everyone came, and they were calling them just slowpokes, but I think he overcame that. B Company. This company was the commanding champions of our hose relay and fire performance in Domino. Cadet Bradley. Even the process with LA City. These next three guys. Use an axe off a ladder on a pitched roof, cutting a hole and lowering it, just like veterans. Cadet Cody.
Cadet Eubank. Save the baby from the tunnel. Incredibly talented Cadet Gibson. Cadet Gibson and his father made the class black. It's beautiful. These next two guys have known each other since, what, 9th grade? Ironically, we're seated right next to each other without us even realizing it. Cadet Sleevey, Cadet Klein. All playing fearless. '40s MVP, Cadet Subi. First time Subi was able to don all his gear within the appropriate time, the battalion roared. Came together, took a group picture, couldn't convince him to take his the BA off, so we took a photo with him breathing on it. Very, very good. Battalion 40.
Okay, this concludes the graduation ceremony for Battalion 40. I'd like to thank all the distinguished guests for coming out, all your parents and relatives for coming out, and congratulations, Battalion 40. Thank you very much. Mr. Bird, front center. Dismiss your battalion.